The Northern Cape, the largest but least populated province in South Africa. Small towns with vast distances between. The picturesque Namaqualand coast to the west. The mighty Orange River and harsh Kalahari Desert to the north. The impressive diamond fields of Kimberley to the east. And the desolate Karoo to the south. A land rich in culture, natural resources, and unusual raw beauty. I was born in Kimberley, so the Northern Cape is in my blood. Delwynne fell in love with the harsh beauty and starkness of the province during our trips to and through it. We plan to eventually retire on a farm in the Northern Cape. In the meantime, we visit and explore whenever we can. This was a 2-week trip covering 4,000 kilometers. We camped at 11 different locations and saw rivers, waterfalls, canyons, hot springs, desert landscapes, beaches, salt pans, sand dunes, and lots of quiver trees. This trip was also an inspiration for the next chapter in my life and the catalyst for leaving my corporate job. Enjoy it with us. The N14 is a 1,200 kilometer national road starting in Pretoria, passing near our house in Johannesburg and ending in Springbok near Namaqualand. We will traverse most of this road on our trip. We set off on the N14 in a westerly direction, 527 kilometers to our first destination. Red Sands Country Lodge is near Kuruman in the Northern Cape. It is not our usual choice of venue, but has a decent campsite and a restaurant. After setting up camp, we headed to the restaurant for dinner. The food was awesome, especially the lamb curry. But beware of the crumbed mushroom starters. They are so hot that I had a blister on my lip for the rest of the trip. Today's destination is 370 kilometers and we once again headed west on the N14. On the way, we were excited to stop at the charismatic Pienk Padstal in Kakamas. We had their vetkoek and mince on a previous trip in 2017 and were desperate for more. But unfortunately, it wasn't on the menu that day, so we continued on. A short while later we arrived at Augrabies Falls National Park. Augrabies is a derivative of a Khoi word which means place of great noise. It is named for the great waterfall which breaks the Orange River at this point. After setting up camp, we took a walk to the famous falls. They were all we had expected and more, totally magical. Little did we know that we would be back 7 months later to witness the Orange River in full flood for the first time in 11 years. We spent the rest of the day checking out the view and being amused by the rock hyraxes. And later we were rewarded by an awesome sunset followed by a clear night sky. As the crow flies, our next destination was 15 kilometers away. But we first needed to find a bridge over the Orange River and then follow the trail near the dry Molopo River bed. "68 kilometers later, after driving the rough trail and seeing some of the legendary quiver trees, we arrived at Riemvasmaak and set up camp in the canyon. The scenery was breathtaking. The birds, bees and baboons put on a show for us, and we were able to use our tomato sauce trick to lure the bees away. We started the day with a long soak in the nearby hot springs and spent the day in camp. relaxing and enjoying the solitude. We later enjoyed the hot springs for a second time. Riemvasmaak means to tighten the strap. The area is run as an eco-tourist destination by the local community. The main attraction is the hot springs, but the canyon, rock formations, animal and bird life, and the vegetation are all really special. We planned an easy drive today, going west on the N14. Another stop at the Pienk Padstal, again hoping for vetkoek and mince, and again unsuccessful. We had breakfast anyway, and then continued on our trip. After 368 kilometers, we arrived at the Modderfontein farm in Springbok, where we camped for the night. It is a pretty little farm in the middle of nowhere. The owner told us that we would enjoy the night skies in the area, and this was the understatement of the century. Up next, we camped next to the Orange River overlooking Namibia and traversed some rough passes. We head down the west coast, spending the night on a guest farm, and we end up camping on the beach in Namaqualand.